Texas Governor Greg Abbott speaking on the church shooter this morning. Here's what we know about him. Police have identified him as 26-year-old Devin Kelley. He had served in the Air Force. He received a bad conduct discharge and was court-martialed in 2012 and served 12 months confinement for assaulting his wife and child. Police say Kelley was found dead in his vehicle from a gunshot wound in a neighboring county. We're told he was not a member of that church, but was connected to it through family. Investigators are now trying to figure out why this happened. We're joined by Ed Davis, former Boston Police Commissioner and Fox News contributor. We appreciate you being on with us this morning. What does what we know about his background, what does it tell you?
Good morning, Sandra. This is a classic case of someone who has some type of mental health history, then has been admitted to the military, has some military experience, and then had a problem where there was a court-martial, and he actually served time as a result of domestic violence incident. And then you find out that there was a connection between his in-laws and the church. It's been reported this morning by the sheriff that the in-laws were members of that church. So it's not hard to draw a conclusion that this has something to do with mental health problems and family connections.
And we're left with that question: why? Why would he do this? And so far in this investigation, we know police are searching his home for explosives connected to the suspected shooter. The FBI Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Unit have joined the Wilson County Sheriff's Office investigating this case. You have to imagine this is a serious and widespread investigation at this moment.
Well, there's no question this is the most serious thing going on in Texas right now. All of the law enforcement resources have joined together and are methodically going through the evidence, not only at the scene of the shooting, but at the home and other places that he may have frequented. They'll also be questioning every one of his associates to see if there were any clues leading up to this. There was a report of extensive gunfire at his home in the days leading up to this. All of that information is going to be consolidated to put together a profile of what we were dealing with here, and also to really look for indicators. It's very difficult to forecast what someone's going to do, but the more we learn about this, the better off we are.
Ed, we know the president responded saying this was a very deranged individual. He also said the shooting is a result of a, quote, mental health problem at the highest level. I don't have to tell you that the gun debate is already raging in this country in the wake of this shooting. Here is Ken Paxton, the Attorney General for Texas, talking about how, if anything, he believes more private citizens should be armed in the wake of this. Watch.
What ultimately may have saved some lives is two people that were outside the church that actually had guns that may have slowed this guy down and actually pursued him. So I would rather arm law-abiding citizens and make sure that they can prevent this from happening, as opposed to trying to pass laws that would prevent law-abiding citizens from having guns.
Where do you fall in this debate, Ed?
I think that there are things that we can do, logical things that don't restrict Second Amendment rights, but that join up information from the mental health systems to the sellers of firearms. There are many steps that can be taken. The people that have this Wild West idea, there are places in the world that do that. Somalia, Yemen, that's not the kind of model that I see for the United States. I just don't understand that. And I also don't understand how logical people could say having hundreds of guns in a particular location is going to stop the shooting. There's going to be a lot of gunfire being traded back and forth, and innocent people will die. So there are some things that we can do without affecting the Second Amendment that will kind of identify the people that are really doing these kind of things and getting the guns away from them. That's the way I fall in this, Sandra.
Former Boston Police Commissioner Ed Davis, we thank you for joining us, and I want to alert everyone that there will be a news conference, as you can see us running on the bottom of your screen there, happening at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time this morning on that deadly church shooting in Texas. Ed Davis, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
In a moment here,